fucking bang. You fucking wank. Hey! Fucking man! Go on, go on, go on! Right, stand, get back, get back! Fucking scallywag! Fucking scum! I fucking get back!
Alright folks, welcome back to Glesga News. Right, okay, West of Scotland stuff, it's all about Rangers and Celtic, and in this particular episode we're going to talk specifically about what's going on here at Paradice. Now this story is by this fella here, his name's Keith Jackson, alright. Now this guy really rates himself. Apparently he's called their chief football writer. Now I think he is a Celtic supporter. Right? I could be wrong about that, but just put me right on that. But I think he is. But he's putting a slant on it that this is, potentially fatal. Because he's saying things like, there's no way out of this death spin. Of course there's a way out of it. Right? You're not a football player. You're a writer. Right? A reporter. That's what you are. Now, Neil Lennon is the real McCoy. I'm a non-Celtic. I'm not a Celtic supporter, by the way. But even I know, even the West of Scotland knows that Neil Lennon is a football player, now a manager, right? And that he is dedicated to his job. I mean, I like my job, but guys like this love their job. Now people say that's not good enough, but you only get knocked out of the Betfred Cup, a shitey Betfred Cup. You see, it's not about the Betfred Cup. It's not even about Sparta Prague. Because we never ever go anywhere really, do we, in the west of Scotland and Europe. Even when Rangers were at their peak, with the Murray fella, they did fuck all in Europe. They did get to a final, didn't they? But it was certainly not the Champions League. Now, getting back away from that though, getting back to Neil Lennon, that guy loves his job. That guy's dedicated to that club. He would come in there without any money, and here we've got all these bampots outside there wanting to attack him, want to physically attack him, assault him and assault his players. So how are they Celtic supporters then? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that not what the opposition do to you? People might say, oh well, I mean they're a bit upset. Well, you're a bit upset, but does that mean you actually physically try to attack your own players? No. You're not really a supporter if you want to do that. You're not really. You think you are, because you're caught up in pish like that, but you're not really a supporter. You don't deserve to get to go in the club, to get to go in that ground if you're doing shit like that, right? Look at the other side of the city, right? Look what happened to Rangers because of mismanagement and financial things that went wrong. Look what they ended up. Look where they ended up. Are you as bad as that? No. You've just lost one game at the Betfred Cup. And by the way, that's at the end of a 35 fucking game run, as far as I know, as far as I'm reading, in the cup games. It's just that it comes on the tail end of the European shit. But I think it's more than that. I think what it is this rubbish about 10 in a row. It's amazing how even the most calm, professional even, Celtic supporter is caught up in that. I mean, what difference does that make, really? It's about winning games, isn't it? And I get that. And you're not winning games anew. But I mean, last year, was it no a similar situation where like Rangers had done really, really well, and it was all that kind of oh my god, oh god, and then Rangers bottled it, and Celtic won the league. So how could that not happen again? You know, and it's people like this Bampot here, that don't help the situation by saying things like the Celtic boss's second stint in charge has turned into some sort of funeral march. So he wants the guy to die then. What do you want him to do? Do you want him to kill what is it you want? What's your name? Scumbag. His name's Keith Jackson. What is it you want him to do, Keith? Do you want him to kill himself? Do you want somebody to lynch him? Maybe throw him over the Kingston Bridge? You know, what would be a better idea, Keith, would be for your vehicle to go into a death spin and fucking go right after Kingston Bridge, flip over onto its roof, right? And when it hits the water, right, traps you in it. That's what I think would be a result, Keith. No you taking it out. No you using your position to stick the knife in somebody who's having a hard time. And don't get me wrong, I don't like pundits either. All these ex-footballers all standing there with scarves around their neck, talking about this, that and the next thing. They should have ordinary people in there, or just don't have that. I would much prefer to watch some of the, and I have watched some of the Celtic people, or Celtic supporters, having their own wee thing on the YouTube. Aye, I like that. Right, it may be funny at times, watching how mental they get, how involved they get. That in itself is a sort of like a comedy term, and that's from both sides of the divide, right? When there's a defeat, you go to watch the Rangers YouTubers. They're all going mental. They're all greeting, and then you go to watch the Celtic ones. They're all absolutely greeting now, you know. So it is funny from that perspective. Somebody that's not really involved that much with the football, but this guy goes on and on. I'm not going to read any more what he's talking about, because it's obvious what he's talking about, right? He's just trying to bury that person there. And I noticed all the pundits, they were all saying, I think Neil is going to struggle with his job and all that. And then as soon as that mob all turned up, the Green Brigade or whoever it was, right? That's the same mob that actually turned up at George Square. That's the same mob that turned up at Hampden when Israel was there. That's the same mob. I noticed the pundits though, as soon as they all turned up, they're like, oh no, you can't do that, because they're off here. They don't want chaos, because they've got Range Rovers as well. And sometimes they have to sit at traffic lights. You know what I'm saying? So their bottle crashed right away. They don't stay in armed compounds, these people. They might stay in really good houses, but they're just up the road for the schemes where all these maddies come from. So they're aware of that when the shit hits the fan like this. They go, oh, hold on a minute, what's going on? You can't do that, no, you can't have that, you need law and order, no. Anyway, personally I think the guy should be left alone, the board should stick by him, and the players are outrageous, by the way, they players. He should drop whoever it has to drop, bring in new young people, right? Bring in the young players. He must have lots of young players and just say, look, you want to play for Celtic, don't you? Aye, right. See you get there and sit there, and you're only getting half your wages, right? These so-called stars. Take the captaincy off whoever's their captain, because he's not doing a good job, whoever he is, right? You're no longer the captain. Sit there. There's a pair of ice skating fucking boots, right? Anyway, if you like the content, hit the like button, share and subscribe, because that's all I've got to say about that. Peace out. How dare you!